What if the heavy legs you're feeling aren't just a sign of getting older, but a silent alarm from your cardiovascular system? Most people over 60 are told to just walk more, but here's the shocking truth. According to recent studies in vascular medicine, gentle walking alone often isn't enough to trigger the deep venous return your body needs. If you've been walking faithfully, but your feet are still cold and your ankles are still swollen, it's not your fault. You aren't failing. You are just missing the prime. Before we reveal how to fix this, I want to hear from you. Comment below. How old are you? And where are you watching from? Does your doctor just tell you to keep active, or have they explained how your veins actually work? We're building a community of seniors who refuse to let a number define their mobility. And we read every single comment. If you're over 60, those perpetually cold feet or that stubborn pins and needles tingling isn't just an annoyance. It is a breakdown in communication between your heart and your toes. Most people ignore it until it's too late. But today, we're stopping that cycle. As we age, our arteries become stiff and the tiny one-way trapdoors in our veins begin to fail. When these valves weaken, gravity wins. This is why nearly 1 in 5 adults over 70 develops peripheral artery disease. Blood pools at your ankles, creating a breeding ground for chronic venous insufficiency, or more dangerously, deep vein thrombosis. A silent killer that most don't see coming. But here is the secret that vascular specialists know, but most people miss. You actually have a second heart. It's not in your chest. It's hidden in your calves. When activated correctly, these muscles act as a high-pressure hydraulic pump, defying gravity to flush oxygen, rich blood back to your heart, and even your brain. Think of your heart as a masterpiece, but it's fighting an uphill battle. It pumps blood down to your toes like a high-pressure fire hose. But the return journey, that's where the trouble starts. Your veins are more like a slow-moving river. They don't have the heart's direct pressure to push blood back up. Instead, they rely on millions of those tiny one-way trapdoors called valves. In your 20s, these valves are snappy and tight, but after 60, especially if we sit for more than 30 minutes at a time, these trapdoors become sluggish. Blood doesn't just sit there. It actually becomes more viscous or thicker. This stagnant sludges creates a backup in the system, leading to skin discoloration, pitting edema, and that exhausting heaviness. In this video, we are breaking down 5 doctor-approved, zero-equipment movements designed specifically for the 60-plus biology. These aren't just exercises. They are a manual prime for your internal pump. We're going to count down to the #1 movement that surgeons around the world trust most, and it will completely change how you think about your daily movement. When you perform the movements I'm about to show you, you aren't just exercising. You are manually priming the pump. You are literally squeezing those sluggish trapdoors shut and forcing the blood to defy gravity. This relieves the immense pressure on your primary heart, boosting your overall energy levels almost instantly. Let's start with the absolute gold standard of vascular health, the ankle pump. Most people see this in a hospital and think it's only for people recovering from surgery. But here is what no one tells you. This movement isn't just rehab, it's biology. A 2020 study published in the Annals of Vascular Surgery proved that simple seated ankle pumps performed just 3 times a day significantly reduce lower leg swelling in adults over 65, even without any walking. You can do this before you even get out of bed or while sitting in your favorite chair. Extend your legs. Now, imagine a gas pedal under your feet. Slowly push your toes away from your body. Feel that stretch across your shins. Hold now. And this is the crucial part. Pull your toes back toward your knees as hard as is comfortable. That tight feeling in your calf, that is your second heart firing. At this exact microsecond, your muscle is physically wringing out the veins, shooting blood upward. For the 60-plus demographic, I recommend 20 to 30 reps per FUT. Think of this as a reset button. If you've been sitting for an hour watching television, your blood is stagnant. Doing this for just 60 seconds flushes the old blood out and moves synovial fluid into your ankle joints, which is a double win for those dealing with arthritis stiffness. Now, we move higher up the chain to the powerhouse, seated leg extensions. While the calves are the pump, your quadriceps, the large muscles on your thighs, are the powerhouse. Most older adults take shorter, softer steps as they age, which means these heavy hitters never fully contract. This leads to blood pooling and trouble getting out of chairs. In fact, research shows that strengthening these muscles can improve walking speed by 28% in just 8 weeks. Sit tall, spine straight. With your back firmly against the chair, slowly lift your right foot, straightening the knee until your leg is parallel to the floor. Now squeeze. Hold that contraction then. And don't skip this. Lower it back down as slowly as you lifted it. This slow, eccentric lowering phase is a secret weapon for blood flow, because these are your body's largest muscles. Activating them forces your vascular system to open up the femoral highways. It's like opening a dam. The sudden demand for oxygen, rich blood flushes out metabolic waste and toxins that have been sitting in your tissues, causing that heavy leg feeling. The pro tip, if you want to double your results, use the dual action method. When your leg is extended in the air, perform one ankle pump before lowering it. This forces the blood through 2 different valve systems in a single rep. Aim for 12 controlled reps on each side. Now, let's get you upright for the rocker heel, toe raises. Moving to a standing position adds a weight-bearing load, which is critical after 60. This doesn't just push blood, it signals your body to increase bone density, a key factor in preventing fractures. But there is a deeper benefit. Most people only work the back of the leg, but the rocker activates the front as well. Stand behind a heavy chair or kitchen counter. Lightly place your hands for stability, remember. This is a circulation drill, not a balance test. Slowly rise onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as possible. Pause at the peak to let that second heart squeeze fully. Now, as you lower your heels, immediately lift your toes off the floor. By lifting your toes, you activate the tibialis anterior, or your shin muscle. This creates a front to back rhythmic squeeze. It's like wringing out a wet towel from both ends, ensuring no blood stays trapped in the deep tissue of your lower leg. Next, we address a problem most people ignore, the unkinker. Sometimes, the problem isn't your feet, it is your hips. Think of your hip flexors like a garden hose. When you sit for hours, you kink the hose right at the groin, where your largest femoral vessels pass through. You can pump your calves all day, but if the hose is kinked at the hip, that blood has nowhere to go. It just hits a wall and flows back down. To fix this, lie down on a firm bed or mat. Slowly draw your right knee toward your chest, hugging your shin or the back of your thigh gently. As you hold, you are literally unkinking the hose. This creates a clear, wide open path for the blood you've just pumped to flow back into your torso. This movement also triggers lymphatic drainage, your body's internal waste removal system. If you suffer from pitting edema, where your skin stays indented after a touch, this is the specific movement that will finally clear that fluid out. Our final exercise is what I call the alphabet. This targets the capillaries, the microscopic vessels that are the first to die off when circulation begins to fail. Most exercises only move your foot in a straight line, but the alphabet is different. Sit comfortably and lift one foot. Now, use your big toe as a pen and draw the entire alphabet from A to Z in the air. By doing this, you force your ankle through a full 360 degrees of motion, including inversion, rotation, and circumduction. This wakes up tiny stabilizer muscles that may have been dormant for years. By stimulating these, you improve microcirculation. This is your frontline defense against skin ulcers and diabetic neuropathy. If you want to keep the nerves in your feet healthy, responsive, and awake, you must draw your ABCs every single day. But remember, These exercises are the spark. Your daily habits are the fuel to truly transform your vascular health after 60 and protect your independence. You must follow 3 non-negotiable rules. Rule number 1. Hydration is your oil. Think of your blood like engine oil. If you are dehydrated, your blood becomes thick, sludgy, and hard to pump. A landmark study suggests that even mild dehydration can impair vascular function. It doesn't matter how hard your second heart pumps, if the fluid is too thick to flow. Drink water to keep your blood slick. Rule number 2, the sodium tax. Excess salt is like putting a heavy tax on your veins. It forces your body to hold on to water, which increases internal pressure and stretches your vein walls until they begin to leak. This is the primary cause of that puffy, swollen ankle look. Rule number 3, the 30-minute law. This is the most important rule in this video. Never stay in one position for more than 30 minutes. Whether you are sitting or standing, every 30 minutes, you must break the cycle. Even standing up and sitting back down once is enough to snap your vascular system out of its stagnant state and reset the pressure. Poor circulation isn't a life sentence. It's a mechanical issue that you have the power to fix. These 5 movements, from the ankle pump to the alphabet, take less than 15 minutes a day. But those 15 minutes are the difference between getting old and aging with power. Your second heart is ready to work. The only question is, will you prime the pump today? If you learned something new, hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of seniors who refuse to let a number define their mobility. Leave a final comment. I am priming my pump. So I know you're committed to staying strong. Let's keep moving together.